Well, can you hear me all right? Carrie?
Yep, loud and clear.
Okay, wonderful. All right, well, good morning, guys. I had a couple little things I want to go over today. The first one, so two things. First one we're going to go over is page roles on your business page. And what I mean by that is making sure that you have systems in place and that the right people are administrators on your page. So I had a couple cases actually in the past couple of weeks where we had admins who were leaving or we had new admins, and I want to make sure that when someone leaves, it's of course really easy to take them off as the kind of page admin, but then it's also that there's somebody in place to at least in the meantime take over. So when you're looking at your business page, we're using the Grand Haven page as an example. If you go up to settings right here, on the upper right-hand part of the page, give it a second, and then you'll see this wonderful, huge settings screen pop up, which is always fun. But if you go to the left sidebar over here, scroll about halfway down, you'll see page roles. So if you click on that one right here, you can see who is all an admin on that page. So the way we have it right now is sort of exactly what I'd like it to be from office to office, is that we have Paul Brooks, who's the manager of the Grand Haven office. She's an admin on there. And then we have Teresa, myself, and I'm kind of more of a formality at this point, but Teresa and Deb are the main two who are the admins on this page. And that's what I wanted to have in place because Paul has no idea how to use Facebook or the admin features of a page. But if Teresa were to leave for some reason, I could come in here, remove her as an admin, or Paul or Deb could come in here, remove them as an admin, and add the next person. And so this way, if there's only one person on the page and they leave, that's how you get what's called a dead page. And we had that happen with a Florida page earlier this month. So what you want to make sure is that every business page, every office page has multiple people on it. Namely the manager and one or two admins depending on who's there. So if you want to remove somebody, I'm not going to actually remove Teresa, but I'll show you. Next to her name, you can see where it says edit. All I have to do is click edit and then remove in the corner right here. There are also other positions on the page, editor, moderator, advertiser. We're only going to worry about admin because that's the one who can send messages, publish things, create ads, and stuff like that. So, and then of course, if I want to save things, if I want to remove her, or if I want to change her role, I'll need to input my personal Facebook password because I'm making the change. But that's not a big deal. So, alternatively, if you ever want to add somebody, you can see it right here. It just says assign a new page role. And I can do a couple things. I can type in if I'm friends with them, I can type in their Facebook page, or their name, and if I want to bring my buddy Nick in, I can see it, just click his name right there and bring it in. Alternatively, you can add the email address associated with their Facebook page. So you might have to ask them and say, hey, what email do you use if you're not friends or something like that? But you type in the email or you type in their name. And like I said, I could do my wife, Jeanette, there she is, boom. And then if I click add, I'm pretty sure it'd make me put my password in. Yep, I put my password in, and then she gets a notification that says you were added as an administrator on the Grand Haven page. So really quickly, again, just to go through the process, if you ever want to get there, when you're on the business page itself, you're going to click Settings in the upper right-hand corner, and then on the left sidebar here, you're going to click Page Roles, and that's where everything's going to happen from. So does anybody have any questions on that little part right there, on adding people, what the system should be? Like I said, in a perfect world, the manager and the administrator of the office, and the admin of the office would be administrators on the page, and then of course, if someone were to leave, whether that means the manager or the admin, we can go in and make sure that everything moves over, transitions well. If there's no questions on that, the other thing I want to go over is y'all should have gotten I'm from Michigan. You all should have gotten an email from me about earlier this month, late May, about crediting agents on posts. When you post a property, when an agent shares a property, and I want to go over that again so that we're all on the same page, and that if you're on this call, you can't say you don't know this because I'm letting you know right now. So I have just quick little steps for it here. So correctly crediting agents. It's going to be a little bit different for admins and for us on office pages. First of all, for us on an office page, we should only be posting for our agents. What I mean by that is, posting our agents' per office new listings, maybe they're sold, open houses. That's completely appropriate. And that's what makes sense. So posting your agents, and I'm using Grand Haven as an example because I know Teresa does that a lot. Now, Teresa does a really good job, and I'm sorry if you're on Teresa and I'm embarrassing you, but she does a very good job of posting essentially every new listing and sold in the Grand Haven market, and open house individually. Now, CJ and myself a little bit, and maybe Tim in Holland, we don't do that on the Holland page because we have 80 agents plus, or roughly 80 agents, and they all have, however many open houses and new listings a week. So if we did that on our page, it would be overwhelming. We'll post particular ones if agents ask us or if we think they're worthy of it, but I kind of do it depending on the size of your page of what makes sense for you. If you have a smaller office, then absolutely post what they ask you to. If it's too many people, then you can think about dumbing it down a bit, but kind of go with your best judgment on that. But what you'll see here, this is the one that Teresa posted yesterday. It says, sold, immaculate Forest Park home and spacious living, Huffman Park. The important part right here is sold with the teamwork of Kathy Hazard and Karen Watson Real Estate. So not only did Teresa credit the agents, but she also tagged Karen's real estate page because she has a business page, which is awesome. Again, you can see down right here, new listing by Cheryl Palmer Subka, and she's tagged her page right there. So the point here, again, new listing David Ramusman Homes, new listing Brian Klingel. The point that I'm getting at is that make sure you're crediting the agent whose listing it is. If they have a business page, go ahead and tag that page as well, but you need to make sure that whoever's listing it is gets credit for that. And again, that's a bit of a common sense, but only post our agents. And again, if we sold it and it was somebody else's property, then just say great listing sold with the teamwork of, or thanks to, or with so and so part of the transaction, something like that. You don't have to be too careful, but just don't say we listed and sold this house if that's not true, obviously. So yeah, credit listing agents. And then for open houses, I don't know what it's like from office to office, but I know on the Lakeshore we have a lot of, hey, Brian Klingel's home. JD is hosting the open house at this listing agent's home. So just credit them separately. Credit the listing agent and then the open house host if they're different people. So stop by Saturday from 10 to 2 and visit JD at Brian Klingel's listing on whatever, if that makes sense. And like I said, right here, I do say only post for our agents. That's going to make sense in a second. Are there any questions about the admin office sort of guidelines? Yes, no, maybe so. Okay, so now we're going to move on to agents. And this is where we all need to work together to sort of monitor this. Because I see the reason why I finally sent out the email is because I saw agents on their personal page sharing listings, but they would just say something like, so cute, or beautiful listing. And in theory, there's nothing wrong with that, especially if you know the person whose listing you're sharing. But if not done right, it could get you in trouble, whether that means with a state law, whether that means with another brokerage, whatever that is. So these are the guidelines / rules, however you want to put them to your agents, for Coldwell Banker Schmidt. You can, so if you, on your business page, if you post your listings, that's completely fine. Obviously, there's no rule there. Say, hey, new listing, I'm listing this on here, or I'm, just sold, whatever. You can post other brokerages' properties, but you must credit the agent and the brokerage. In certain states, it's required legally to require the brokerage. So say, listed by John Smith at Keller Williams or something. It might not be that across all 3 states, Michigan, Ohio, Florida, but that is the rule for the company that you must, if you are an agent, you must, and you're sharing another brokerage's property, must credit the agent and the brokerage. If it's only, if it's like one of your coworkers or someone down the hall from you, then yeah, you can just say, new listing from John Smith, what a beautiful home, let me know if you want a private showing. You don't need to clarify that it's Coldwell Banker Schmidt because we're within the same company. Now, this is where it gets a little tricky. I do not know legally if you must have written or verbal permission from an agent to share their property. So I'm not going to tell you that it is. I would tell you that if I were an agent, as somebody who knows digital marketing and social media the way I do, I would not post someone else's listing without their permission at all. The reason why this can be a problem is I have seen agents inside and outside of this company try to post a lot of really cool listings on their business page and pass them off as theirs. And that's frankly, I mean, that's unethical and wrong and illegal to a degree. So you can't post all these really cool luxury listings without that other person's permission. And if you do, so like, if I wanted to post an Andrea Crossan listing on my page, I would need to ask Andrea and say, hey, do you mind if I post this? 9 times out of 10, my experience has shown that most agents don't care because you're basically giving them free advertising on your page. Some agents will care and they say, I prefer you not, and then you don't do it. If you are advertising another brokerage's property, you need to ask them that. There are cases where maybe you're hosting one of their, like I said, maybe you're hosting their open house, maybe you think it's a really unique property. I'm overall sort of against the idea of our agents specifically promoting other brokerages' properties. But if for some reason they want to do that, they can as long as they have permission. And I would honestly go with written permission just to play it safe. Tell them, ask them in an email, have them, sign it, which goes a little overboard, of course. But down the road, all of a sudden, hey, so-and-so posted my property without telling me. Well, no, I did tell you, and I have it written in this email, etc. So that's the rule when it comes to agents. The last rule, I don't have it written here, but I'll type it out right now, is if you're posting on your personal page, you must clarify you're a licensed real estate agent. So what does that mean? It means that if I, as JD, wanted to post a new listing on or an open house or something like that on my personal page, just JD Waldvogel, I need to clarify in the text that I am a licensed real estate agent. The reason this is so that, and this is a board rule for Winlar, for GRAR, across all 3 states. The reason that is that if I see my neighbor down the road post about an open house or a new listing, and then I see a real estate agent underneath post about a new listing, I need to know that which one is actually a certified professional in the field. So if you are just posting it on your page, you have to clarify in your text. Say something like, beautiful listing, ask me any questions. I am a licensed realtor with Coldwell Banker. Now, the one sort of addendum or exception to this rule is if you share this from your business page. So if you have a business page and you post your new listing and then you share that to your personal page, you're completely fine as an agent, as an admin, whatever that may be. But if you're just going to go to your personal page and post that listing, you need to clarify. And I know it might sound silly, but these are the rules that are going to save you from getting in trouble. You need to clarify, I am a licensed realtor. Okay? So, does anyone have any questions about any of those things there? Whether it be for the office or for the agents. And like I said earlier, it's going to require some help from all of us sort of keeping an eye on our agents. Because I've seen it where I'll be scrolling and I'll see an agent post something like that they're not supposed to. And Kevin didn't do anything wrong here. But if he did, I would go up to his office or I message him and say, hey man, you got to change your listing. You need to credit that person. So those are the rules at the end of the day. So again, anybody have any questions about the posting rules or anything like that?
While we wait for questions, JD, I really like the point you just made. It's up to all of us to keep an eye. Not all of our agents know the rules. So if you do see something in your feeds show up, please, by all means, let the agent know. Now, of course, don't comment on the post on Facebook, but send them an email, give them a call, let them know that it's improper, because most likely they're not doing it on purpose. They just don't know the rule.
Yeah, I've had that exact situation with a couple agents, some big agents too, and I messaged them privately. I said, hey, just so you know, you can't say that. And they go, oh, sorry, I didn't realize, my bad, and they'll change it immediately. Now, like I said, I have seen agents purposefully try to sort of steal listings or make it look like they're theirs. Message them privately, and if it doesn't work out, tell your manager, because it's first of all, it's unethical, like I said, but also it's going to get them in trouble, and it could, at the end of the day, get the brokerage in trouble. So keep an eye on it. Make sure your managers know that you're doing this. Pass on this info to the agents, whether it's at a sales meeting or something like that, so they know the info. But yeah, let's all kind of keep an eye on it. So as I'm waiting for more questions, because that kind of wraps it up for me, questions on this or anything else, I do want to let everybody know that we have a couple, actually a bunch of webinar sessions coming up. Let me see, Julie. So as an admin, are we okay to post our agents' listings? Yes, you are. You absolutely are. On your personal page, again, make sure you clarify whose property it is. So if I were sharing Brian Klingle's, I'd say, hey, check out this beautiful new home from Brian Klingle. Obviously, because we're not agents, then we don't need to clarify I am a licensed state realtor or I'm an administrator for the company. You don't need to say that, but do clarify whose property it is. It's kind of a weird in between because, like I said, we aren't agents, but we also have inside sort of information on the company. So you're more than welcome to post your agent's properties, but just kind of add in the post whose property it is, if that makes sense. Okay, so we have we have a couple new offices. We have a new office in Escanaba, so welcome if you guys are on this call. But I was asked from Tracy and a couple other people to do sort of refreshers on Facebook basics, on creating a business page, posting to a business page, and stuff like that. So I'm going to do a couple of those sessions. One tomorrow. So these are a little bit short notice, but I wanted to do these ones again before we do the open house sessions. But there'll be webinars on the Facebook basics. So like I said, posting, creating pages, maybe ads if we have time. Tomorrow at 10 a.m. there will be a 1-hour webinar, and Monday at 3 p.m. there will be a 1-hour webinar. I'm going to try to record one of these sessions. So if you can't make them, we'll try to add it to the online office, and you'll be able to get it up there. After that, this is a week or two out, but we have had great success with our open house ads. And I'll show you an example of what one of those looks like, actually. Leave page. I don't want to actually post it. I was going to post. Yes, we can. Yes, Denise, we can send out an email about the webinars. I have my email up there. I got my mail up, but the open house webinars have already gone out. Carrie sent those up earlier this week. I will also send her, and maybe she can forward out to you guys, the link to sign up for the basics ones, because those went out only to a few specific people. But yes, we will make sure that you are able to sign up for them. So the open house ad. This is sort of, I don't know why my page is freaking out. Oh wow, this is always fun. Now it's really freaking out. Let's try this one more time, real briefly. So this is what our open house ads sort of look like. It's called a carousel format, where you can scroll between multiple photos that take you to the same link. So this is an ad format. These open house ads we've been testing for a few months now, honestly, since around January or February, because we wanted to get it right before we brought it out to the company. But the mindset was, okay, if we're starting to really push pulling out of our local papers, what can we replace that advertising with, and how effective is it? So this is an open house. This was last week's Holland open house ad. And again, I'll show you everybody the steps to make these ads, but I want to show you the results from these really quickly. We spent $100, and again, of course, you and your manager in your office can completely decide what's appropriate for your office. That's actually not something we need to worry about. But for $100, we reached 9,286 people. Of those, roughly 9,000 people, 1,008 of them engaged with the post. But if you look below, that means 1,001 people clicked on our links to our open houses. So for 100, depending on your paper, it depends on how much you spend. Our Holland Sentinel, it's about $500, $400 per page. And we reach 13,000 people weekly. That's it. For $400 to $500. And we can't track any of that. For $100, we reach almost 10,000 people, which fluctuates, by the way. I've had it be as low as 7,000 and as high as 12,000, depending on the week. And we can see how many of those people click on our links. And I've verified this info before, that it is, Facebook does not lie. And, hey, it brings in new likes to your page. 4, 7, 6, 2 likes. But, you get 5 new likes a week. Over 52 weeks, your page is doubled in size. Sorry. So, these are what the ads look like. We're going to go through how to make them, what the goal of them is, and how they work. And those sessions, like you see, there are 4 sessions. On Friday, June 16th, there's an 11 and 2 p.m. And the following Friday, June 23rd, there's also an 11 and 2 p.m. So I would love to have you guys on there, because this is really, really useful and important information. So yeah, we'll make sure to get an email out pretty soon with links to sign up for these. They're all going to be through here, like the GoToWebinar stuff. And other than that, if you guys have any questions, you're welcome to access any info about the open house stuff. And again, just to hit on the open house, I don't like to labor on about it too much, but they have been very effective. We have people coming to our open houses saying they saw the ads on Facebook, and they've been effective. And we're doing them in Ohio now, and we're doing them along the lakeshore, and I really want to get them out across all 3 states. So I'm really excited to share that with you guys. So if there's any more questions, please email me. Otherwise, look for an email with the links in the very near future. And that seems to be it. Thank you, Angie. I'm great. I'm helpful. I'm great. That's the stuff to do. It's Thursday.
Well, thank you so much, JD. We really appreciate you joining us. And keep in mind, we've been talking about Facebook. This is also for other social media. If you have agents on Pinterest, on Twitter, all of these rules apply as well. So keep that in mind also.
Yes. That's very true. Okay. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to head out.
Great.